Okay, so it is a double header of racing on a Saturday. No big features to touch on, but there is a mini feature that is the mythical flight sprint that will be part of the annual Henneman Memorial Race Day at Turffontein. And of course, you can get in touch with us via our socials, that is via X or WhatsApp, and you can possibly even relive the day, that disastrous day when the disaster actually took place. But it's so great for racing to still recognize and remember our fallen heroes and fallen compatriots who are making their way back from Bloemfontein. Right, let's get into the race day itself. It is starting with that first, and then we move on to that first leg of the bipod at 12:55. That first is off at 12:20. And we start off by greeting both our studio guests, Mr. Marie. Welcome to you. A good work riders day at the Val on Thursday, and I met a friend of yours whom you had asked me about earlier on, Sipon Klapo. He sends his regards.
Okay, lovely, yeah. I must tell you, Cesar, I loved your interview with Tom.
Yes, thank you. It was a long one, but he loves his racing.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. And of course, so we remember our fallen heroes, the Henneman jockeys and trainers and all the stakeholders we lost. And it's so good of racing to remember such events. I noticed the other day, yesterday, 11th, we are recording on the Friday, it was that memorial of that disaster at Ellis Park. Nobody talks about it, and that's recent, and that's sad for the people that they lost their relatives. But let's get into your selections. We're going straight into that bipod race number 2.
Yes, Cecil, now, Katiwe's Destiny was meant to run, I think it was midweek.
Yes.
They took her out because of the change of surface or track.
Absolutely.
If you listen to, I think it's David, Mark de Kock's
assistant. Yes.
He was very upbeat with regards to this daughter of Buffalo Bulls, Cody's chances.
Okay.
So I've just backed up the favorite with number 3, Katiwe's Destiny. Obviously, VJ's Angel showed tremendous improvement up on the high fault, very impressive. I've got my doubts with regards to the strength of that form line. 2 runners, both unplaced. But I mean, she could have come on further since then. So 1 and 3, the safe route.
All right. It's a very good morning to you, Mr. Burrows, and welcome to our look ahead to Saturday racing at Turffontein, as well as the other meets that take place. Now, as far as race number 2 is concerned, in fact, first of all, how has your week been?
A cracking week, to be honest. Earlier on in the week, we were catching 100-1 multiples, value bets arriving at 16-1 into 4-1. A very good week, and I hope it continues into the weekend. I've labeled this horse VJ's Angel. I know you could question what she beat last time out, but it's a manner in which she did it. She could have done it a lot easier. And she's drawn hard up on the stands rail, and I think she'll take a ton of beating. I do have respect for Katiwe's Destiny. I would go the exacta route box, but then VJ's Angel, I would take the doubles into Cosmic Star or Boulevard a bit later.
All right, let's confirm it is 1 and 3, Mr. Marie, VJ's Angel and the Katiwe's Destiny. That is the first leg, and the last leg, he has gone those 5 horses. 200 Rand is the outlay. There is a banker in the fourth leg. That would be race number 5, but that is number 1. We get into a handicap as we get to the first leg of the PA race, number 3, Affiliates and Meds, 76 is over the 1800 meters. We should be off at 13:35. Remember, it's a double head of racing. And of course, we would have come back from Debeka on the Friday. Please give us your feedback as to how your punting fortunes have gone thus far. Right, race number 3, that is where we start off, and that is looking at the favorite, number 1, Oktoberfest, 72, 15-4, the 8, 1 Religion, 4-1, the 4 Priceless, 6s and better bar those. Well, Mr. Burrows, I've had no luck with the Oktoberfest. I think she's got the class, and certainly should be one that would have had more than that 2 wins from 13 outings. They try the 18 this afternoon.
Yes, going the 1800. You know, she's out of that damn Miss October. It was a speedster up the straight. But this filly, she's been staying on over a mile, suggesting maybe the 1800's not out of her reach. And she could run into the money. Priceless. Now, that last run, she moved up strongly and then just stayed on one pace. I think she'll be better suited to the stand-side track, and she could run a big race. You've got 1 Religion, who ran 2 lengths off Francis Ethel. She had Crimson Forest neck behind her, but she meets Crimson Forest 2 kilos better off at the weights. So 54.5 kilos. This could be the horse to beat, One Religion. And then one more to touch on, DeMarco's Jet. I think this filly's got a bit of ability, but the penny hasn't dropped yet. I think she's just going to mature with racing. So I'm going the 8 to beat the 1, 4, 5, and 6.
8 from a 1, 4, 5, and 6. That is Mr. Burrows on race number 3. You've got a PA for us, Ms. Marie. And what do the numbers entail, or what sort of numbers are we looking at?
Cecil, I make this quite a tricky event. You can see my bar pot in the previous preview. I put as many as 5 horses. In the PA, I've narrowed it down to 2 horses. Top pick being number 1, October Fair. I liked her return on the stand-side track 3 runs back. She was staying on smartly. Found 1 to good on that occasion. It was over a mile. And now she steps up to the 1800 on the same surface. The blinkers have been removed. So I've got respect for number 1. Number 4, Priceless. I make the immediate danger. She's having her peak run on the half felt. She just needs to be given a chance and hidden away and settle in running. It looks like she could potentially be better than her current rating. So 1 and 4 to fight it out. I do have respect for numbers 5, 6, and 8.
Okay, so there's that banker once again recurring in leg 3. That is the race number 5. And if we do make it to that last leg, we can feel a bit of comfort and hope for the biggest prize to come through. 2, 4, 7, 10, and 11, and 12. 192 Rand is the outlay to that. PA starts at 13:35, race 3. As we progress through the 9-race program at Turffontein on Saturday, it is, of course, the Hennenman Memorial Race Day, as is clearly picked out on or depicted on the cover of a computer form. Where were you on that particular day? Social media wasn't a thing then, but we do have our socials for you to get in touch and share your memories as to how you took the news, where you were, and, of course, whom you were with. But that is something that we treasure, and their memory lives on, our fallen heroes. Race number 4 is occasion point named after some of the people who perished in that disaster. And looking at the betting, well, it is going to be Boulevard who looks to be the one to beat, according to our guys. We will be talking to them shortly. But Dynamo, a worthy favorite, 18 at 10. 1, the Boulevard is at 7 to 2, 4 to 1 about numbers 4, L&B, and the 5, a Special Charm. Now, Mr. Burrows will have the idea, or the ones he thinks will fight out that finish. You're doing the pick 6 for us, so let's just give us a teaser as to how we're going to go through that first leg.
Cecil, I've only gone the 1 and 3, Dynamo and Boulevard. Now, I really like the look of Boulevard here. This filly's come back to best. She's got ability on her day. And the fact that she's back to best and in form, with 4 kilos off her back with Trent Mayhew, a very good apprentice. He's going to be a very good rider in time to come if he's given the opportunity. And 4 kilos off her back, 58 kilos. It cancels out that penalty she received last time out. And on the stand-side track, I expect Boulevard to win. And then Dynamo, the favourite, I've got respect for her because she's improving with racing. Her last run was a cracker. So 1 to beat 3.
Right, that graphic will come up shortly once we've had the input from Mr. Marie. Now, talking about Trent Mayhew, he's yet another one, as James reminded me when I was talking to him on Thursday, who passed it through his hands, and look where he is, and looks set for the big time.
Yeah, Cecil, I don't know if you recall, I think it was his first post-race interview when he had his first winner. He said to... Who interviewed him?
It wasn't me, I interviewed him, I think.
He said, I actually don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how I won the race. So he is improving. I mean, as he gets experience, he'll get better. Yeah, I think it's a winning move by Mr. Soma to put him up on Boulevard, take the 4 kilograms off her back. I loved her victory last time out on the inside track. I'm of the opinion that she's better on the stand side track, and it looks like she's back to her best, so she could go back to back. Dynamo is certainly improving. You can see last time out she ran second, beaten by a nice filly in Mary's Green Light. Picked up a hefty penalty for running second. I mean, £4 for a place is quite steep in my opinion. But she's on the upgrade and she's going to appreciate the extra furlong. So 1 and 3 to fight it out. I'm not looking past the 2 of them.
Right, so it is the selection by Mr. Darren Burrows. There is that bank in the penultimate race. That is the number 8, Cosmic Star. 3,456 Rand is the outlay. And we're off with the race 4 at 10 past 2. Mile is the distance to race 5, the first leg of the first jackpot race. Number 5 is due off at 14:45. And again, a reminder of our socials, and that is X and WhatsApp contact details. Now, race number 5, we've got the returner to the track off at the 3 Atticus Finch. Last seen running in the Summer Cup, which has produced some memorable winners since. The 1, Melech, is a 3-1, 33 to 10 in from 7 to 2 is a 7. Laguna Verde, it's 7s and better bar those. Mr. Burrows, we start with you once again. Race number 5, it's a distance of a mile. And we have Atticus Finch coming back to the races and seems to run more fresh. That form line, especially after last Saturday, just looks stronger and stronger.
Yes, definitely, but he's had a long layoff and we don't know of his well-being. All we can say is the stable's in form, and this could be a prep run leading into the KZN season where he'll probably take his place in some of those feature races. So he's got to have a big say. Follow the market. If he drifts, maybe just include some others into your play. I thought the horse weighted to win here could be East Coast. I know he's in double figure odds, but he doesn't stay this horse. They tried him 2-4 twice, and he faded out of contention. The mile, maybe a bit on the sharp side, but I don't think it's going to be a problem as he's won over this sort of trip in the past. And I think East Coast, if given a good ride by the apprentice with 50 kilos, he could get involved. Bingwa, very good on his day. He'll be competitive in this type of company. And Melek's got top weight of 60 kilos, but he's a smart sort on his day. He's lightly raced 1-6 from 11. One more to consider with Fief. I don't think he'll be far back.
Thank you so much. I've been following with Fief, hoping for that return to form, and that handicap keeps dropping. I see Laguna Verde has been supported, nibbled in from 72 to 33 to 10, Mr. Murray.
Yeah, Cecil, I'm taking my chances on bankering Melech.
Okay.
I'm of the opinion that Atticus Finch this is a prep run for him. He could get it right. He's actually got the beating of Melech in the past, but Melech is 2 kilograms better off. Melech comes into this race having his peak run, whereas Atticus Finch is returning from a lengthy layoff. So I was very impressed with Melech's penultimate victory on the inside track of a 1200. That's not his cup of tea. Mm-hmm. He's going to love the step up to a mile again. You can just put a line through his last start. You can see that's too bad to be true. What's interesting over here is Gavin is stable jockey to Jan Janse van Vuren. Yeah. And he rode Bingwa last time out, and it wasn't a bad performance whatsoever. But yeah, he's opted to jump back on Melech. So I think that's giving me a lot of confidence that he's working well back at home, and Roy's stable has found form again. So banker number 1.
Banker number 1, whereas Mr. Burrows has gone the opposite way. He's bankering the last leg, 1, 2, 3, 5, and 5, 6, and 7. That would be that first leg. 144 Rand is the total outlay to that first jackpot, thanks to Darren Burrows. 10 runners to face up for race number 6, and what a competitive card we have ahead of us. This is Phillies and Mares, the 90 handicap, which just adds a spice to the whole occasion. It's over the 1400 meters as we continue remembering our fallen heroes from that Henneman disaster. And of course, you are free to get in touch with us, be it racing orientated or just some social matters pertaining to that Henneman disaster. Right, in race number 6, we've got the one on the horizon at 2-1, nibble at the 3 Dwayne. 11 to 2 from 7 to 1. 11 to 2 is the 6 Andy's Girl. 13 to 2. Number 9, Sharapova. 15 to 2 and a better bar those. Mr. Burrows, Dwayne is back to the races, looking for that third win on the trot. It does take a big leap in class. Do you give it a chance?
I do. This filly's really done well in her career. She's notched up 3 victories from 10 starts and 5 places. So she'll be competitive once again. It's not going to be as easy because last time out she did have a 4-kilo claim off her back. Andy's Girl, she picked up a penalty of 4 points last time out by running second. I thought if she didn't lug inwards the final bit into Officer in Command, she would have gone on by and landed a big gamble from 16-1 into 7-2. But I think she'll be in the top three with 54 kilos. Then on the horizon, See an Enemy, Radu, and Sharapova have chances. So I think it's a tricky race. If you're playing a place bet, I think Andy's Girl's the right one.
Andy's Girl in the colors of the owner breeders, the Dragonstein stud nominee, Mrs. Gaynor Rupert, that a very good winner in the work riders yesterday afternoon. Now, as far as race number 6 is concerned, Mr. Maria, you notice I'm fleetingly mentioning that in passing. I won't even dwell on it. Work of Time you've gone for in the past. And this afternoon, I would imagine, will be somewhere along the line part of your first leg of the jackpot. I can't read you.
Cecil, you know, See an Enemy got the better of a nice, improving 3-year-old filly last time out. She's extremely fit. Moose, he was aboard her, and he's opted to take the ride on Sharapova. So he got a feel of both of them. Sharapova was in need of a comeback effort. Got no weight to shoulder, course and distance suited, gonna strip fitter. So I'm actually leaning towards the 2 Mark de Kock trained fillies over here. Go back in the form. See an Enemy actually meets on the horizon 4.5 kilograms better off for a 2.5 length beating, and she's got racing fitness on her side. So I'm leaning towards the 2 over the 1. But Musi's judgment interests me. So I'm favouring numbers 2 and 9 over here.
2 and 9 for Mr. Marie. That is the affiliated Mares 90, which will see the start of a jackpot 2, an off time of 15:20 to race number 6. Well, the top liner on this wonderful day ahead of us on Saturday at Turffontein, as we will honor our fallen heroes, is race number 7, and it is the Betway Mythical Flight Sprint. It's over the 1100 meters, and as far as the betting is concerned, it is going to be quite an interesting contest. The favoritism, it is a very, very narrow one, and that is with the 4 Dreamland, a good winner last time out for Lucky Udalakis, the Vernus family, and Gavin Arena retains the ride after that second win from 12 outings. That is your favorite in race number 7, a marginal favorite, Mr. Burrows, but it doesn't stop there. Do you remember Mythical Flight at all?
Yes, very well. I even remember Divine Act. I remember Harry's Charm. I remember Golden Loom, all those horses.
I had to tease you.
I used to watch you on Teletrack when I was 5 years old.
You're making me feel so old now. But
Yeah.
but the wheel turns. Who would have thought we would have been together right now?
Yes, I know. Who would have thought that?
Yeah.
This was always my dream, and this is my passion. So, yeah, great to be here.
You do a great job. You do a great job, by the way.
Thank you. Race 7. Now, Mount Pilates, I think he's a better sprinter, and he tried the 1450 last time out. 1100 going to suit, but he is drawn down the inside. Dreamland won a cracker last time out. He's run second to Time for Orchids. I thought that was a great effort. He'll be competitive. And then Richard I, probably better over slightly further. And Just Be Lacquer. Now, I labeled this filly midweek, and she was scratched, but she does take on a stronger field. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, you can box the quartet.
1, 2, 3, and 4. Just Be Lacquer is certainly a horse that does strike a chord each time it runs, because I think the maiden form lines and the post-maiden form lines stand out like a sore thumb. But for you, race number 7, I've given up on trying to read you. How are we doing? Because the favorite is, I think the betting tells the story, 3-1, 33-10, and 7-2. Very competitive.
Darren touched on numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4. I just throw in one other, number 7, Go Check with Love. She was also taken out midweek. No weight to shoulder, needed a last run. If you listen to Mark de Kock himself in the Track Talk interviews leading up to that race, he said this filly's got ability. So she could be better than her current rating. I'm leading towards Richard I. The stable's turned. Fani's got his string in fantastic form at the moment. I actually like the booking of Dennis Schwartz on this horse. I think stronger handling will certainly suit him. I don't think the penalty Dreamland picked up last time out is steep whatsoever. I actually thought it's quite lenient, a £3 penalty. He won with a bit in hand. So 3 and 4, my top 2 picks, respectful 1, 2, and 7.
1, 2, and the 7, Mr. Burrows has gone. The 1, 2, 3, and the 4, those being Mount Pilatus, Just Beleka, Richard the First, and a Dreamland. That's just suggested a quartet outlay of 24 Rand. Of course, you can take it as many times as you so wish. But it is going to be a very good top liner on the afternoon race, number 7. All right, so this is the last chance to get involved in a double race, and number 8. It is another very competitive heater. Mary traded 106, and it's over the 1160. We've lost the 3, Bard of Avon, at this juncture, the only scratching that's showing up on the card thus far. So it's 7 runners now to face up, and looking at the betting, you've got Cosmic Star, who's in rude health, and that is your favorite at 18 to 10, 72 about the 5. Power Broker, number 1, Captain Hindsight, Evergreen Captain Hindsight, being nibbled into 92 from 5 to 1. It is 5s and better. Let's start with you, Mr. Marie. Race number 8, 7 runners to face up. The 7-year-old Captain Hindsight still has that zest for racing, it seems.
I think he was on the boil, so probably the short break would have done him the world of good. Ultra consistent fella. This horse Cosmic Star, so you can see he's the highest he's ever been in his career. So that tells you that he's still on the upgrade. He's lightly raced. I'm of the opinion that he's actually better over the 6 furlong than the 1,000. And we saw that form line being franked, albeit with a filly, but she still came out and won next time out. That's the Adam and Mark Azzi trained Amber Rock.
Amber Rock.
And his latest win was his most impressive win to date. So he could certainly back that up. Got respect for Swing Upon a Star. Now, disappointed when he raided KwaZulu-Natal last time out. Had excuses. But you know what, Mr. Terry, this horse has had his issues in the past. Mr. Terry's backing him up quite soon thereafter. That gives me confidence that there was nothing amiss. He's more than capable on his day, this horse. Hopefully he's striding out well, he's moving well. If that's the case, he could be the favourite's biggest danger.
All right, so we do know where Mr. Burrows' loyalties lie, though, because we've seen his exotic selections, and he can just expand on the Cosmic Star and the bullishness you seem to be showing on a Saturday, sir.
Definitely, Cecil. I thought Cosmic Star, he's an up-and-coming 4-year-old, lightly raced. I know he was beaten over course and distance by Power Broker quite comfortably in his penultimate, but I don't think he was quite at his best. And, when he won his maiden, I think he won over 1,200, and I thought this horse was going to be better over 1,200. And then he didn't prove it after that, but I still believe he could be a better horse over this trip. And, he won gearing down last time out. It was super impressive. He's got to be a serious runner with 57 kilos to shoulder. I'm going for Cosmic Star in a big way, and I made the dangers Power Broker and Ozen Care.
Right, Lampon, as soon as you see or hear this, a preview, Darren has labeled the 8 Cosmic Star, and it's still at a decentish price of 18 to 10 as I speak. Was 2 to 1, 19 to 10, now 18 to 10. That's number 8 in race 8. Johan Janssen van Vuren and Gavin Arena teaming up. Right, so we will be putting the lid, or at least covering the meeting with race number 9, bringing the curtain down. I think would sound even more graceful as we continue to honor our heroes. It is a 17:10 start to race number 9, again over the 1160, and this time it's a merit rate of 90. So high class racing throughout the afternoon, which is, I think, good tribute to the guys that were once stars in their own rights. Right, let's have a look at the betting. It is the 2 Silver Tudor, an old favorite of mine, 9 to 2 out from 4 to 1. 4 to 1 is number 7 C St. Simon. So basically it should be 4 to 1 St. Simon, 9 to 2 the 2 Silver Tudor. And then it's 5 to 1 and better bar those. Right, Mr. Burrows, it is a very, very open-looking merit rate at 90 to round off proceedings, 1160 the distance. Silver Tudor, that is number 2, has done well with Mr. Moodley aboard. He's ridden it 4 times, a winner, second, and a fourth. A weak favourite at, in fact, was favourite and now gone out to 9 to 2. The favourite is the 7 St. Simon. How do you see the last panning out?
I thought a field race, this is the race I played the widest in. I've had a few strikes earlier on in the card, but this race, very tough. If I had to suggest an each-way bet, it would have to be Long Sword, because he's drawn hard up on the outside. I think he's going to love the straight 1160, testing 1160, and he will come swooping on by the final 300. He's usually a little bit outpaced early in the sprinting trips, and he's got a big finish on him. So I'm hoping he can repeat that last performance of his.
Thank you so much. Mr. Maria, I know you're going to suggest a bet for us. When Prophet came back from that lengthy rest, it looked like a very good return. That was behind a time for Orchids, but things seem to have gone south. Will you give it a miss this time, or do you expect the stable now in form to show some improvement?
Yeah, he's back up the straights. Blinkers go on. He needs to show me more before I take him seriously, but we know that he's got the ability. So, yeah, very, very tricky race. If I knew that Halberdier was moving freely and fluently down to the start, on his penultimate effort, he should be seriously considered over here. But if you like his chances, just watch him move in the canter pass. Longsword may have his confidence now with that victory. Mr. Terry from day one said this horse has got ability. So he certainly could still prove better than his current rating, although it was quite a hefty penalty he picked up last night. Max the Otter has to be included off bottom weight. Silver Tudor up the Turffontein straights, always effective. And then Sir Yaverman taught him to settle recently. Let's see how he goes.
Right, let's confirm that boxed trifecta, and it certainly looks an interesting one. 2, 4, 7, 10, 11, and 12. And you mentioned the last source, the 4, as that is Suraya Varman. That is now 12 to 1 and from 14 to 1. So there's interest in the 4 horse. That's an outlay for a unit of 120 Rand. A great day ahead of us at Turffontein.